Anna. I wanted to talk about some of the concepts around what meditation is and what isn't. So, a lot of times, meditation isn't really understood for the intention that it really has. So long ago, meditation really had one intention, and it was a deep part of the spiritual community in whatever form that it took. And it had a goal or an intention to unify yourself with the universe or the everything. Nowadays, it has a different kind of format or presentation in a way. Meditation comes into wellness in a lot of different ways, and it's evolved to really provide a tool to train ourselves. Just like exercise, like training for a marathon or lifting weights or swimming, anything that you would do to train your body, you would essentially use meditation in the same way to train your mind. But what's important to remember is that in meditation, the mind and the body really work together. So it's essentially two halves of a circle. And if you do something through your body to influence your mind, it will have an effect that will then trickle down to the body. Similarly, if you use methods that employ really the mind to influence your body, it will trickle down into how you feel. So anything that you really do in the sense of meditation and any kind of meditating will be a really wholesome effect. So really it's a training for the mind and the body at the same time. So one way that I like to think about meditation is it's a focused relaxation. So now there's a lot of different ways to go about meditating. You can have a standalone practice by yourself. You can go to class. You can do a guided meditation, a silent one. You could do one with a mantra, repeating a statement in your head. You could do one that is really focused on just breathing and not really thinking anything. However, no matter how many different methods there are, in my opinion, meditation really is important to the way it allows you to feel relaxed. And I think that is one of the most important contributions that meditation practices has brought into our everyday modern world. So I wanted to kind of give a perspective on what I think meditation is and what it's not. So sometimes when someone is being introduced to meditation, they may be introduced to the kind that has to do with sitting in a kind of sitting position in a quiet room and being instructed to breathe and free your mind. So those kind of instructions can create a misunderstanding in a way. So one thing what meditation is not, it is not a way to stop thinking. Thinking is the mind's job. No matter what you do, you will continue to think. So instructions such as free your mind or try not to think or anything that goes against the natural state of how we function, I don't think it's very helpful to our practice of meditation. So one thing that meditation is not, it's not a stopping of thinking. What it is a stopping of really active doing. So we can focus, but we don't necessarily need to do anything. So in my opinion, meditation is really a non-doing and a type of focus such as on our breath or allowing the mind to think anything that it needs to think and for the body to feel anything that it needs to feel. this allowingness within the container of a focused setting. That's more aligned with how I feel meditation can really have a big effect on our day-to-day lives. So one thing that meditation is definitely not judgment. It is not any form of criticism. An important element to remember that the practice of meditation has nothing to do with a goal or achievement or doing. So again, going back to the concept of non-doing, it's a little difficult in the Western world to really kind of move towards that, because the everyday lives and the way most people live has integrated this doing philosophy. We must do. Now, it's important to do things for ourselves, to take care of ourselves, to take responsibility, to take care of our loved ones. But there are moments when it's not necessarily helpful to do so much. And this practice of non-doing really creates this template for us to relax, to kind of stop for a moment. And that's more what meditation is about. So if you have a standalone practice where you sit or lay for a set amount of time, a couple of times a week or every day, that type of practice really trains you to not do anything, which is really interesting, because of that, in those moments, you really start to feel kind of the world or everything around you as like being part of you and you being part of it. And you don't really need to have so much action towards the world as you think you might have needed at one point. And that might create a feeling of deep relaxation. So if there are any kind of criticism or judgments or statements around I'm not doing it right, or what is this supposed to do, those kind of thoughts or statements or feelings, they're related to a type of fear around not doing. Now, if those kind of statements or feelings come up during different meditation practices, that's really important to note and to kind of understand and to feel. However, that is not what meditation really is, because once you feel any kind of judgment or criticism, you might get past that, and then you enter into a different space where you might not feel like you're doing anything, but you start to feel more connected and a sense of well-being in a way, less annoyed maybe, maybe not as angry. So that kind of feeling, once practiced over and over, kind of extends into your everyday life. So in a way, I feel meditation is a practice to live a good life. So it's important to note that meditation is not a way to change who you are. Though at some points, with enough practice, moments of meditation may really transform little bits of how you behave or respond to your environment and yourself, which may be a useful and good thing, but it's really not why or what it is. It's useful to think of meditation as kind of jumping into the water and not swimming, which sounds scary, but in a way you're letting go. And by training yourself to letting go, you really also train yourself to feel more supported at the end of the day. Because it's similar to that exercise where you're supposed to lean onto someone and fall, and you're falling and you're wondering if they catch you, but it's a trust exercise, right? So I feel a lot of meditation and meditative practices is connecting with that trust inside yourself, or of the world and everything around you, and really forming a deep sense of connection with who you are, one with your body, two, with your mind and any kind of emotions and feelings. So this initial sense of connection that kind of lives in your body, that will translate into a lot of the relationships that you'll have. And that might transform different parts of your life. So it's important to remember that if there are moments of judgment and criticism and negativity and just intense sadness or fear, those are really important to know, but that is not meditation itself. Meditation is really this letting go, this transformative kind of just complete relaxation. And of course, you're not going to sit down on your first day and just feel so amazing and so great and like you can tackle the world and everything is fine. That's really not meditation either. It's a practice just like anything else. If you were training for a marathon, you would do that over the course of weeks or months. Same thing with meditation. So important to know that also meditation is not a one-time thing that you do once or twice or a few times and then bam, like that's it. It's not a surgery by any means. Meditation is more like a really good sleep that you do over and over and over again. So we all sleep. So if you sleep well, and if you sleep well every night, over the course of time, you'll kind of maintain a well-being. So same thing with meditation. It really takes a constant awareness and a practice of what you're doing, of what's happening, of really noting what's happening and kind of reminding yourself to stay in the now. And there's a lot of different books and resources and tools and techniques. And there's a few that I've mentioned as well and that we'll talk about as later as well. But it's really important to note that meditation is really about this letting go of your stories, of what's happening that's not now, of what doesn't belong to you, of just anything that you can't feel and sense and understand yourself. So it's important to really kind of hold on to the moment and find any ways that really bring you back to this is where I am, this is how I feel, and this is what's happening right now, without any illusions or additions of what you think something is or how you think someone feels. Basically, meditation is taking ultimate responsibility for the moment and really seeing what's happening. So I just wanted to kind of go over a quick personal perspective around why I think it's really important to see meditation as this way of taking responsibility for your life and practicing a deeper connection with yourself, whether it be a daily practice or something you do with little acts throughout the day. I think different methods to really connect with yourself are really important to kind of just feel okay with everything. And yeah, I hope this was somewhat helpful and interesting at least. And I'll talk more soon. Bye.